Hi, my name's Devin. Welcome to Pizza Hut. Let me guess. Pizza Hut. Let me guess. Pizza. I found this hat on. I'll tell that story. I found this hat on the street last night.
Did you wash it first?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Monitor-wise.
I really thought you were not gonna have it washed, and I was be like, fucking freshman.
No, like yeah.
I'm 2, right?
Yes.
Dude, how many times do you think I'm gonna say fucking freshman during his story?
Oh boy. Oh,
Which the one about the hat or the one about Quidditch?
Both.
Oh damn. Yeah. How's your neck doing, dude?
A lot better than it could be.
Hell yeah.
My back's iffy today, but it's just like when I like tweak it the wrong way. When I get too jiggy with it, you know.
It's okay. My arm's mostly healed at this point, except there's this one spot right here that's like rashing for some reason, and I'm like, yes, yeah, that's what I want.
Fuck it. I guess we could get started. Also, I need to turn my mic up because I wasn't the one who was being loud.
Haha.
Okay, cool.
Imagine just like the intro for a podcast that was like, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Fuck.
That'd be you just like,
Fuck is my
oh
monitor
hell yeah,
cord doing?
easy listening. You're like
And then
driving.
he shows up.
What's up, everybody?
Ah!
Holy God.
Especially me, because most of the podcasts I listen to are terrible audio. So I've got my like car turned up to like 40 volume and my phone at full volume.
You'd be like,
I would literally wreck.
eardrums.
I would fucking swerve and wreck. I would die.
Okay.
Also, I've not listened to like the last 2 podcasts from us.
Yeah.
so-
It's okay. I mean,
I
just
finished
uploaded
the one we
last
just
one.
uploaded. I finished that earlier today.
Oh, God.
And we lost the whole joke. Whatever Hunter, whatever. What was she
Yeah.
talking about in the middle?
Well,
I think that was the question.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then,
I
but then
fucked
we
up
have
the
to live with the
recording.
canon of what would you pee out the rest of the podcast.
Nailed it.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to another.
Riveting episode.
Another thrilling rendition.
Oh boy.
Yeah, of the Newstime Podcast. I'm Brooke Stats. Joining me today, Andrew Savelli, Damien,
What's poppin'?
Isaiah Lyle,
Not a fucking freshman.
Devin over on the couch doing something.
Talk to me when Damien gets kicked off for making a dumb joke.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
What are you gaming, bro?
Dude, he's editing a video.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's gaming hard. He's like,
On his
He's
MacBook
trying to
Pro.
create content for us.
So
you know how it be.
I really only have like one topic prepared for this one. I don't know. I feel like I haven't really had much control over the last few episodes, so fuck it.
This
I'm
is
not
our
gonna
show
try
now, Brooke.
anymore. Yeah.
It's
So
our show now.
elections, they happened on Tuesday.
Yep.
This is important because I live in Athens and I am completely clueless.
So yeah, most of the races were like really uncontested. So no surprises in those races. And then the Democrats basically swept in Athens, mayor and city council. Also, Beth Clodfelter was mean to me on Monday, so I really fucking hate her right now.
She called me.
Story time.
I
How
I
did
was
Beth
like,
hurt you?
I got
Dude.
back from a canvassing shift.
She called him
and
a
like
freshman.
I got dropped. No, I got dropped off because I wanted food. So I was like walking down Court Street and I was like next to Casa and waiting for the light. And she like comes up next to me and I'm like trying not to make eye contact with her, so she leaves me alone. And then she's like, "Excuse me, are you registered to vote in Athens?" And then I'm like, "Yeah." And I turn, and the shirt I'm wearing was like an Athens socialist shirt. It's like I'm just trying to like not have to say like I'm not voting for you. Nothing you say will convince me to vote for you.
but
But,
without saying
like,
it.
like
Yeah.
without actually saying it, 'cause I don't want to be like a complete asshole
Yeah,
and
you
like
don't wanna be
do that
rude.
in front of everyone. So I like show her my shirt and I'm like, "Yeah, I already voted." And she's like, "Okay." And as she's walking away, she's like, "You know they're gonna lose, right?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Wow.
Oh shit!
Like anytime, like when we've been canvassing, someone said like we're not voting for you. We've been just like, "Cool, have a nice day," and that's it. Like we've never been actively rude to anyone. And she got the most fucking votes out of anyone on the city council race. So like she didn't even have to like be an asshole to people who aren't voting.
So now
for her.
So who is now on the city council?
So it's Beth Clodfelter, Sarah Grace and Peter Katzis. Sarah and Peter were incumbents, and Beth.
No, my
ousted
man
Pat
Patrick McGee lost.
Yeah.
Dude, he like being at the few meetings I've ever gone to with Patrick McGee being there. The dude actually gives a shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
problems.
I don't know. We're
I'm
probably
leaving. Update. I'm leaving Athens as soon as school's over.
and then I'm
Update. Little life update for everybody who's listening.
and then I'm also gonna mention
My days are numbered.
I'm also gonna mention like one result from Nelsonville. So one of the members of city council out in Nelsonville, like an incumbent going into this race, was Greg Smith. And
Such a
Greg's-
vanilla ass name.
Greg is not a vanilla ass person.
But dude,
very
if you put him in Nelsonville, Greg Smith is nowhere near vanilla.
I'm just the name Greg Smith is so generic.
So Greg,
Anything but.
Greg's
Shit.
kind of a very shitty person.
Oh.
Damn, he
he-
went in the opposite direction that I was hoping.
Yeah. So like Greg, I can't actually call him a rapist, but he is a rapist. There was
Hot take.
There was an incident back in like the 80s when he was like the chief of police out in Nelsonville, where
Oh,
he
shit.
was like,
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
Okay,
he was
yeah, I
drinking-
know this story.
he was drinking at like the Nelsonville pool, and like
Wait, drinking at the pool?
Fucking
Yes.
Not
yeehaw,
just
dude.
not at Ice House,
Yeah,
like
you ever-
down
yeah,
the street.
drinking at the pool, and then he went up to like this
14.
mentally disabled woman and was like pressuring her into having sex with him, and
Holy
God.
shit.
she was like saying no. And then when people called him out on it, his defense was like, "Oh well, she was a hooker, so it's fine."
Yeah.
And then he got fired from his
Thanks,
police
Greg.
job purely because he was drinking on public property, not because of the rape or anything.
Not because
and
of the blatant sexual assault.
and then there's
But
other
it's
shitty stuff about him too. Like he's been using his position on city council to like harass his neighbors with shit.
Probably.
So
Man, you ever
Yeah.
you ever driven through Nelsonville?
yeah.
No.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So Greg
it's
ended
about
up
4 streets that are worth anything, and everything else is just.
I know the exact type of neighborhood we're talking
Yeah.
about.
So in this election, Greg ended up retaining his seat by 13 fucking votes.
Damn.
So if
Bet that was 13 people he pressured into voting.
Yeah.
so
Probably.
if you are ever wondering about like how much your vote counts for, probably not that much, but maybe you could
Maybe
be the
you could've
deciding
been-
to vote to keep a rapist off of a city council
You could have been vote number 14 in favor of not.
in favor of Dottie, who would have been actually really good. So yeah.
Okay,
Dottie
Dottie
sounds
in the
so
town
much
of
better than
the
Greg.
name Dottie in the town of Nelsonville
Yeah, right.
makes me feel better.
Yeah, Dottie and Nelsonville just yes.
Y'all,
That should have been the
y'all should-
campaign.
y'all
I should have
should-
just been the campaign manager
Y'all-
and like
y'all
Dottie
re-
and Nelsonville. Yeah,
y'all
dude.
should really like take a trip around the other towns in Athens
Yeah.
and just see.
Oh
like,
yeah.
You're in Athens City. You step outside Athens City, it's a whole new ball game down here
Oh,
in
yeah.
Southeast
Yeah.
Ohio, baby.
And
It
don't
really
even
is. Whole new
just like
ballgame.
don't even just take the main roads. Like
Oh,
some of
no.
them are like where like all the wealthy people in town are. Go onto the fucking back roads and see some of the houses out there.
That's how I
Holy
get
shit.
here.
Bro.
Oh.
No, see, the worst part is you can take the main, like, you can take 13 all the way into Gloucester and you will see some shit.
Yes.
You can take 56 all the way to my hometown in New Marshwood. You're going to see some shit.
But if you take those other roads,
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You'll see the dilapidation of living,
no,
like,
no,
but you're
even
not
if-
going to see any. Like, you could literally drive down the street of my hometown and see somebody just sitting in front of their house shooting up. Like,
Damn.
Nice.
It's a life.
Yeah.
It's a life.
It's a life.
And then
My
Right,
mom
yeah.
denies
Full
it. It's
House
like,
starts
you know
playing.
it's true. Our neighbor.
Everywhere you look.
but
I have
before we
great New Marshfield
yeah,
stories.
before we get on to like more fun content,
Instead of
One-
old Marshfield, you know,
one quick updates
old
on
field.
quick updates on the presidential
This is
race.
the new one.
Tim Ryan and Beto O'Rourke have both dropped out of the
Yep.
Democratic primary.
Right after Beto promised he wasn't dropping out.
Yeah, and
On
it-
national television.
and this
like
What a pleb.
8 hours after.
yeah, and this story just
Tastes
broke,
like right
but
now.
it looks like Bloomberg is filing to run third party already. So he's not even making good on his promise of only if Bernie or Warren get the nomination. He's like already fucking doing it. So
You said Bloomberg, and I felt like the news source, and I was like, huh?
no, it's the dude
I
who
was like,
owns the fucking news source.
Of course.
I am the news.
He's like,
Wait, who's
Oh.
who's the who's like the wealthy CEO that was wanting to run on the Republican ticket? Who was that recently?
You know that other guy.
No, I didn't see that.
Because I don't think it wasn't Bloomberg. It was somebody else, like a CEO, somebody with a lot of money. There's just like, I want to put myself on the Republican ticket.
I think Howard Schultz was considering going for the Democrat ticket.
That might have been what I was thinking about. Never mind.
Yeah.
Because that name sounds really familiar to what I was trying to talk about.
CEO of Starbucks.
Yeah, there it is.
That would be a weird ass. Like, I'm the CEO of Starbucks. Vote for me for president. That's
yeah,
it.
like, what else you got?
Loud.
You got anything else?
Yeah,
No.
please don't turn me down because I'm barely picking up.
What?
Oh, shit. You
Oh,
do.
shit.
Dude, I took took one of those stupid.
What kind of pumpkin spice are you?
No, it asked me how much I know about pumpkin spice. So it asked me all these different things, like is there a pumpkin spice flavor for this? And they didn't give me like a score of how many I got right, but they gave me my results as you're a basic white bitch.
Oh.
You should be wearing Uggs and drinking
Damn.
a PSL in the middle of Starbucks right now. And I was like, I'm gonna bet I got a 90 to 100% on this fucking test.
I read that. I looked down at my Uggs and my PSL, and I was like, that's bullshit.
And then I was like, oh fuck.
I don't actually think I've ever walked foot in, like, front room's got Starbucks, but aside from, I don't think I've ever walked in a Starbucks in my life.
They're exactly what you think they are.
Well, they're a coffee shop run by people who are entitled.
Well, that's the thing. Like, a Starbucks, like, if I'm going to a coffee shop here in town, I'm going to Donkey or Brendan's because those are automatically better because I know they're locally owned. I'm not going to a Starbucks because there's...
If you can
do you have flex points?
Yes.
Then you should be going to front room.
I do occasionally go to front room.
See, you go to
Gotta
front
spend those flex points.
You go
I
to front
do.
room for the flex points.
That's the only reason you go to front room.
That's the only I'm not going to the front room for the vibes.
Also, I definitely need to sign up for the meal swipe donation thing because my ass is broke and I got a month left of school. Yikes.
the folly of man.
Damn.
The duality of man.
So yeah, definitely signing up for OU welfare. Basically,
we're gonna put Isaiah's PayPal in the description. You just hook him up.
Please,
yeah.
I needed the money.
Meal swipe donation is basically
Venmo
OU's
me.
welfare.
Please just Venmo me money.
I don't have a reason. I just want money.
I need it. Like I did.
Yeah.
I looked at my bank statement today, and at least for the last 5 transactions, maybe more, I've just been drawing money out of my my checking takes money out of my savings to cover for the fact that
Yeah, I've done that.
So I'm like,
Yikes.
oh.
See, I don't have a savings anymore.
Oh,
I have like maybe $50 in it.
See, I
That's
have
savings.
I have a
So it's not
savings
really-
and no check.
It's not really like worth anything.
My savings purely exist to have like $300 that I don't use that my mom can draw if like there's ever like some weird issue with her bills or something.
yeah.
And then like put back in when she has the money again. So, what?
Can you turn me up a little bit?
You want to be turned up, you fool?
Yeah.
He's gonna police himself this time.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Ooh.
I'm Boo Boo the fool.
You.
I'm boo
I'm
boo
boo.
food.
I'm boo-boo.
I'm Boo Boo the fool.
I pity the fool.
Damien, you
Alright.
you have a boo-boo the fool story.
I
from
have
this
a
weekend.
couple, so I'm gonna tell the hat one first.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So I'm currently wearing a slick ass gray Adidas beanie.
It's pretty sick, actually.
I dig
Looks
it.
tan from my direction.
It's
but-
gray.
It's the lighting, I think.
Okay.
It's definitely lighting. But I'm out last night vibing. Just got a chicken and waffles. I'm walking back.
I'm out there vibing.
And I looked
Chicken and waffles.
as I'm walking
Not
down.
a fucking freshman thing. Always delicious.
Oh
it's
yeah,
good.
no. And I'm walking down court back towards Baker. Whatever. And as I'm walking,
fucking freshman points to Union Street.
Baker's in the direction.
I'm now going back to Baker.
Do you guys know where Baker Center is? Oh.
Actually, I had to tell somebody where Baker Center was. I think they were like on a tour or something like last year.
Okay.
They're like, "Oh, where's like Baker Center?" And I'm like,
Almost.
"So
Dude,
down the street, dude."
I almost signed up to be a BSO this summer.
Oh man.
But I'm walking back. I'm walking down court towards Baker Center, and something this light gray color catches my eye, and I'm like, "Oh, what's this?" And I stopped dead in my tracks, and the girl who's with me at the time stopped too. And I'm like, "That's a fucking beanie." So I pick it up, I
Stop.
put it in my hoodie pouch, and we keep walking.
No.
We stopped dead because I saw this hat in the street, and it's a nice fucking hat.
You know, I can't yell fucking freshman because
I would do the
it
same
looks
thing.
good, and
Yeah.
I would do the exact same
That's what I'm
thing.
saying. Like,
Like,
it's,
if it's just on the street,
And
there are
if it
multiple
looks
times
good,
there's multiple times I've walked by something and been like, I'm coming back in 20 minutes.
and
If it's still there,
Yeah.
I'm nabbing it.
well,
yeah,
I'll
that
come
was
back
my,
and
that
it's
was my
gone,
train of thought.
But I'm
I
like,
s-
damn.
I saw it and I'm like, well, I have a beanie, but this one's nicer than the one I have. And it's still in one piece. Doesn't look like it's been like laced or anything. So I picked it up, took it home and washed it, and here we are.
His hair's gonna fall out within the next 5 days.
Yeah.
We'll come
sure.
back Tuesdays. It's gonna be.
And I'm gonna
bald.
look like a cancer patient. And I have shit. I'm gonna follow that up with another story.
whoa.
So the
Cancer joke, fucking freshman.
the U.S. Quidditch Great Lakes Regionals were this past weekend in Westchester, Ohio. OUQC's going to nationals in
Hell
the
yeah.
spring.
No thanks to you.
No, yeah. So we play.
Oh man.
We play 2 games. I think we played 2 games. I didn't get in because we have better players, and I'm okay with that. That's how the team works.
Oh,
But-
that's not what I was even referring to, but works.
We're getting. Let me tell the rest of the story.
Damn it,
then you-
I'm bad. I'm bad at this. I'm
then you
sorry.
can shit on me.
I'm sorry.
So we played 2 games up to that point. We're 1-1. So we go up against BG, and BG's a pretty physical team. They like to go hard, in the motherfucking paint. That's a thing. That is a thing that people
hard
say.
BG.
BG.
nerd.
BG goes hard. So they put me on.
If only y'all were actually flying.
Yeah, that'd be
That'd
sick.
be sick.
That'd be so fucking cool.
BG would just knock Damien out of the air.
PVC pipe, dude. That's literally the.
He's
I think that's the
flying
part I
down.
hate about you all the most on the quiz. You use PVC
Is
pipe.
the broom
What
part.
the fuck?
All right, so we line up to start the game, and the way it works is it works like dodgeball. How all of the balls are lined up on the line, and on the ref's call, you break
I like
to
it.
try to get the ball. So I'm pretty speedy, and I've got great reaction time. So they set me right in front of the quaffle,
Yeah.
the volleyball, to shoot it back and give us possession for the first offense.
Yeah.
So I'm down there. I'm ready. Ref calls brooms up. I bust my ass. I touch the ball, but the guy that's across from me on BG, shut up. The guy who's across from me on BG knows that I'm making it first. So in a
Shit, he's playing smart.
in a split second decision,
Fuck.
using
said
using his big
truck 'em.
brain,
He's like
he
big
drops his
brain.
shoulder and just fucking destroys my head. Like I take his shoulder right up the cheek.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
oh my god.
God damn.
Dead
No
ass.
wonder you were on a stretcher.
No.
Yeah, Jesus
I-
Christ.
I straight up I get
Fucking BG.
I think I do a full 3. I get tossed in the air. Like I am parallel to the ground. There is video, and when I get a better angle, I'll show you. Because,
Oh god, I need to see that. That's
I-
content in and of itself.
We
Yeah.
need to post that to Newstime and just be like, look at our boy, Damien.
And so I get
Getting
tossed.
floored.
I didn't black out, but I remember I get
Proud of
hit.
you, Damien.
I get hit, and I lay there and I can't breathe for a second because I got fucking nailed. So the first thing I do is I catch my breath, and then they roll me back over, and I'm laying on my back, right?
I can only imagine the
Damien.
medical staff at a Quidditch regional.
No, and the thing
They're
is,
just like,
what the fuck do we
shit.
do?
the ATs were A, pretty, and B,
Nice.
nice as hell. So, and they were called
Nice.
over like 3 or 4 times already because Quidditch is a full contact sport, no pads, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I like this.
So I catch my
okay,
breath.
maybe I can join the Quidditch team.
I catch my
Full
breath.
contact? Fuck yeah, dude.
I'll just beat him with the PVC pipe.
That's illegal. That'd be a red
I
card.
don't care.
Or a yellow, whatever.
How many times?
Oh,
how many
shit.
times?
Only a yellow? Hell yeah.
How
Well,
many
it-
times can I
yeah.
get a card until they disqualify me from the team
2 yellows is a red, and you're ejected from the
So
game.
2 hitting people.
in one game? And I'm only ejected for the game. I'll probably have to sit one out.
It's
'cause of the
either
game.
an ejection or a 2-minute penalty. I can't remember.
only 2 minutes.
I'm just gonna
beat
beat the shit out of
No, that's
everyone.
2 minutes. 2 minutes is a lot on the pitch. You'd be like,
Is it?
because you play
Yeah.
man,
Do
you,
you-
play a
do you
man
play-
down that whole time.
Oh,
Yeah,
you play well,
but
so
you
they
can
do that
still
in hockey,
beat
too.
someone.
Well, yeah, and
It's like soccer.
there were-
basically, at that point.
we're postponing.
well, 2 minutes.
I'm
more
still
like
not done with
hockey.
the story, but
True.
we had a lot of times where we'd play like somebody would be red carded out for 2 minutes, and then they would have another person out on a yellow for 1. So they'd be down like 2 chasers for at least a minute, and it just makes the game a whole lot easier. So I catch my breath. They roll me up onto my back. They're holding my head still because I have a potential neck injury. And the first thing I hear, is, "Can you move your hands and toes?" And I'm like, yeah. So check 1. I wasn't paralyzed.
Fuck yeah.
They asked me the questions. Was not concussed.
So, damn.
Yeah.
I don't even answer the concussion questions perfectly fine. Like,
and it was like
I'm terrible.
It was like, I don't know, 38 fucking degrees. So I'm laying there in my hoodie and my joggers. Dead ass back on my ground looking up at the sky.
You're like
fucking wrecked.
I got no like
Troy, no concussion.
No, I'm not concussed.
And no
I'm not
paralyzation.
paralyzed.
He's just like, oh god.
But
Missed those 2 bullets.
so it took like, I don't know, fucking 15 minutes for an ambulance to show up. So I'm laying there in the cold. They put a collar on me, a neck brace. And they put my, I start shivering, so they put my fucking coat over me to try to make it better.
Please tell me it says like, oh, you Quidditch.
No, it was just a.
Oh, okay.
I can show you guys pictures.
Is it your
if you
Indian
see
coat
them.
there?
No, it was my black like Dicky's coat. So I'm laying there,
So it's a good.
put my coat on. Paramedics show up. I get put on the stretcher. Back of the ambulance, 5-minute ride. Get a CT scan done. Nothing was broke. Nothing was like majorly fucked up. Doctor straight up. I didn't get they didn't send me home with a brace. Doctor was just like, you're young, live your life, it'll work itself out. Verbatim, exactly what that doctor said.
Sounds like a sick doctor.
Yeah.
It's like, nice, dude.
Fucking BG.
He was cool.
He's like,
And the dude on BG was a big fucking dude. Like
Well,
he
of
was,
course he
he was
was.
at least over 6 feet and 300 pounds. So
That
Damien
man's on the
got
Quidditch
destroyed.
field.
I got straight. I'll have
BG needs to call him back to the football field
have you
right
guys
now.
have you guys
like
seen the
quarterback.
have you guys seen the pictures?
Just nailed
I mean,
his
I've
ass.
seen
Oh,
the
the ones I
pictures of
sent?
you in
The
the
one that you
stretcher.
sent. You were just like, I did it, dude.
And the one you put on, I saw the one you put on your story where you were on the stretcher.
Yeah, that's.
Dude, you're killing it.
And everybody was like,
you're like, what's up, dude?
well, and I was cheesing all the pictures because like I wasn't paralyzed, like nothing serious happened. I just had neck pain, so I
Yeah.
was like
you had
having
neck pain,
I
and
was-
your head might have hurt. You might have had a little head.
I might have had like a
Like a
little baby
contusion.
concussion because I was getting like numbers and stuff wrong the whole day, but like nothing was really fucked up. I lived. And that's,
fucking BG's concussion test. He is definitely.
no, we were at
concussed.
we were at West. I can try to get. So I have one bad angle, and then I'm.
Oh,
waiting
that's
on
right.
the
They
good
were
angle.
never at BG. I kept
No,
saying fucking.
We
BG,
were
but, like,
we
they're
were
not
at
BG.
some fields in West, like Voice of America Park or something in Westchester. Yeah, you might know what that is.
I just think it's funny that
where
you're
is
playing a
Westchester?
sport from a British
idea.
book in Voice of America Park.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
around
yeah.
there.
So
Um,
Westchester.
Isn't
Isn't
that
that
where
what
fucking John Boehner's from?
Wait, the Great Lakes Regional is like in southern Ohio?
Yeah, last
Makes
year it was in
sense,
like
right?
Indiana or something. But we played. How many
Indiana
fucking
makes
teams?
more sense than Cincinnati.
How many
Yeah.
teams were there? So it was us, Ball State, IU, Michigan,
BG.
BG, and
No, were the Michigan people just
Michigan?
fucking pull up?
To
Who took the
Cincy?
dub?
I think
okay.
Michigan won regionals, but
Who moves on? So Michigan, you.
and then I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
But
No one else matters.
so I was
Did
in
Gryffindor win the cup?
No,
Not yet.
not yet. We don't do
They're
that.
still depressed.
I was gonna say, so like, do the teams in Quidditch try to align themselves with houses?
For the house? No, you're just like we're just OU Quidditch.
Oh,
I mean,
not
I was
you're not
wearing-
even Bobcat Quidditch. You're just OU Quidditch.
We're OUQC, Ohio University Quidditch Club,
Yikes.
and that's what it says on our jerseys. But I was wearing my Hufflepuff scarf the whole time because it was fucking cold.
Fucking nerd.
So I get to the hospital, get my CT scan. I'm in and out in like, I don't know, an hour and a half. And I get back, and it was like the most heartwarming thing because everybody knew I wasn't dead. So I come back, and everybody's like checking on me. They're like, "Yeah, so what's up?" And I had to explain it like 3 or 4 times.
I'm totally fine.
Yeah, like I'm surprised I'm not more fucked up.
It's
to
like
be
I'm not
honest.
playing the rest of the day, but I'm fine.
Yeah, I didn't play Sunday either. And I shit you not, that was my first time on the field, and within 5 seconds I was on a stretcher. Didn't play it all the rest of the weekend.
That's a sign.
First time on the field, Damien gets fucked.
In less than 5 seconds. They stopped the game clock at 5 seconds. But my time from like keeper zone to half was probably like 3-ish. So I was
4 to get contact.
I got-
contact at 4.
I got
Or
laid
3
out.
and a half. You just got yeet.
I got laid out in under 5 seconds. I'm trying to get the video right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I really want somebody to have that video.
But, you know, panned
That's
out.
wild.
Met
Oh
a
my
really cool
God.
chick. So,
Wait, that's how you met that chick?
yeah.
Nice.
It
Nice.
She
Did she feel bad? Or
Yeah,
like-
I was standing on the sideline and she was taking pictures for the club and she came over
Okay.
and she was like, "Yeah, how you doing?" And I just like ran the whole thing down and then we just hit it off.
Nice.
So,
How you doing?
pity points for the win. Honestly.
Pity points.
I think.
You're gonna pull some pity sex out of it?
No.
Damn. Fucking freshman.
I have a little more respect than that, Isaiah. I've known her
but you're in college.
I've known her for 4 days.
You're in college.
For
That's
4
the
days.
point. That's the point.
Squeak, squeak.
Squeak.
I have a little more respect than that, Isaiah. But those are all my stories from this weekend.
I'm shitting on that. Like, I've ever
Respect
slept
women.
with somebody in college. Like,
I'm trying to
fucking
think of
with
more.
you.
Like that was all that happened at regionals for me, other than some pretty clutch snitch catches.
Oh yeah.
Getting the spot at region or nationals. We're going in sometime in April. That's
Where's
gonna be
where is nationals?
somewhere in West Virginia. That's all I know.
Take me home.
So we're having.
Is it going to be
Great
at the
Lake-
Mothman Festival?
That would be fucking
We're having
sick.
Great
Point
Lake.
Pleasant. Hell yeah.
No, Great Lakes regionals was in the like nationals is for the entire.
I know, but like
We're gonna be we might play
nationals
teams
is
from
in
like
West Virginia.
I know we might play teams from like Texas and shit like that because I know there's a team in Texas that's pretty good.
Yes.
We should do a Quidditch video where we have like some like guy who like did like prestigious sports commentary and is now really like pissed off that he has to do Quidditch stuff.
Oh my God,
whole
it's
time he's
Brock.
really
It's
good.
Brockmeyer. It's Brockmeyer. Did any of y'all see that show?
That's some content. We
Like,
can have
That would be.
okay, Brockmeyer is an amazing
yeah.
show. On
I would totally
IFC.
do like a fucking Quidditch crash course video for Newstime.
Imagine if fucking Joe
So you
Buck had to
just joined the
commentate
Quidditch team.
So, you play Quidditch.
and a virgin.
Yeah.
We all are. It's all
So you're a
play
freshman, a
Quidditch.
virgin, or both.
All right, I got the video.
That's how you get on the Quidditch team.
Yeah, let's see Damien get yeeted.
It's
Yeah,
a
really-
bad angle and I can't slow it down
Wow, fucking freshman.
unless I save it.
Buddy,
Holy
I've
shit!
played football. I've seen a lot of kids get fucked up in fast motion.
Can I save it? Yeah, I saved it. So let me try to.
Gotta move
Let me
around.
try to. Can I like zoom in on it, please?
No.
Bruh. Okay. So I'm right there. I wonder how. Okay. So I'm gonna be on this side.
Just let it roll. You see the body fly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right
you
there.
see-
You see that?
You see the guy drop.
I got tossed, and I'm waiting for a better angle of the film.
Air, dude.
Dude, you see the
God.
guy drop too. Like you see it go.
And
Dude,
that,
it
and
just-
that, well,
Whoa!
and the call on the call on the field,
was that guy's
because
ejected
leading with the shoulder is a yellow card,
Only a yellow.
but
to the face.
To the face,
Um,
yeah.
since
Jesus.
nobody had possession of the quaffle, it would have been yellow for both of us.
What?
It's the only. It would have been the only way they would have made it fair.
What?
the fuck?
And I was fighting for the call to be double yellow because I was fucking out. You think I'm playing Quidditch again? Like, give him the card, whatever. And then I met him. We played BG again on day 2. We lost, I think, but that's not important.
Do you win the
Wow.
first time?
No, we also lost to him.
So BG has
No.
your
Gonna
number.
fuck you
Well,
up.
I
we
think
were,
that means BG is also going to nationals.
We were up
Uh-huh.
before Snitch, and
Okay.
then BG snagged it to win. So we
okay.
were only
I
up
see.
1, and then they snagged, which is worth 3.
Yeah.
Got it.
But the guy found me the second time after we
No,
played
it's worth
them.
150.
It's worth 300.
Thought it was
Goals-
worth
Oh.
the win.
Goals are 100, snitches 3.
Who knows?
Goals are 10, snitches 150. Read the book.
I thought Snitch was win.
No.
I
No,
thought
it
Snitch was
ends-
enough points to
No,
make you
it's-
win.
It's end game and give you 150, but J.K. Rowling's bad at sports, so it's just win.
Okay.
Basically,
The way it works,
90%
the way
of
it
time.
worked, at,
99.99%.
Because Gryffindor and plot devices.
yeah. The way you want it to go is you want to have at least a three goal gap between you and the other team.
So whenever they catch, you can at least tie.
Yeah. So if they're down and they catch, it goes into overtime, which is another it's like a 10-minute
Just more playing
snitch
time.
period. Yeah.
It's just more playing time. I
But
get
the dude found me, and he was like, "Yo, I thought I killed you, dude. I saw your glasses." He did, because
Wow.
I was. Oh God.
Oh man.
But it worked out, you know. I mean, I regret and I don't regret getting hit because I'm gonna be honest. I was feeling kind of lazy that day, and I was probably not going to do as well as I could have. So it might have been best case for me.
But
to
it was also your first time on the pitch.
I know, and that's why I felt bad because I wanted to do more, but I also didn't want to come up short because there was a lot riding on those games because it was for a spot at nationals.
Dude, I lost the deciding match in us advancing in the wrestling postseason
Damn.
before. Like, And I just said, fuck it. Like,
You're like, nah.
well, that's mostly because wrestling is a team and individual sport. So, like, that happened. Like, we did that. And then I wrestled 6 more matches before the individual postseason. So, it's like, I didn't care.
Bro,
I didn't care.
Just watch the video of me getting fucking tossed again.
Wow.
Just yeet.
I got cast aside like a fucking cheap piece of sushi.
Devin, how's Mars Needs Moms? Is that what you're watching right now?
No, I'm editing it.
He's still editing. He's creating content.
I thought he was watching Mars Needs Moms.
Why would he be watching Mars Needs Moms?
Also,
Because everyone's always
content
watching
update.
Mars
Andy,
Needs Moms.
have we done anything with that list we made the 3 of us, 4 of us made the other night?
Huh?
Have we done anything with that list we made the other night?
Top 10, the top 10 worst.
Yeah, pizza toppings.
I think
No.
we just created the outline. I think.
Oh god.
Yeah, we just have.
You should look at that list. There's a lot of
We
great
just have an
things.
outline and stuff. I was editing the podcast that whole night.
Were you editing podcast that whole night?
Uh-huh.
That's
I have the
wonderful.
video so I can zoom in and play like the Chariots of Fire theme on it.
I'll send it. I'll send it in the Newstime group because group me PMs do not work.
They do eventually. You just gotta look at them.
Well, here's the thing. So
They don't notify
Like-
you at all.
Yeah, they just don't notify you. Like I got your private message.
So-
bro, but like,
my rookie mistake when I met that girl was I didn't really get away. Like I didn't get her like her Instagram or anything. But her sister messaged me on group me giving me her number, and I just saw that message today.
Oh my god.
So-
wait.
I found her on
Wait, how do you know
Instagram.
her sister though?
I play her sister's on the Quidditch team.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she was taking pictures. Guys, we can narrow down who this is.
Oh yeah.
I'm
it's
not saying
really
names.
easy.
We are in the Scripps School of Communication. We can figure this
She-
out.
You overestimate my ability to give a shit.
Oh, listen, I've back searched clothes someone wore just on a photo. I can find people.
See,
I'm not
you,
saying names.
but you overestimate my ability to give a shit.
You
see,
underestimate.
all it takes is one interview with the people in the Quidditch team to figure out who's got the sister taking pictures, and then we just start going through media kids.
Shit.
Then we just start going through
All
media
right,
kids.
who's in visual communications? Who's in
Photography, who's in photojournalism. All of it.
I'm not saying a word about anything. I'm trying to remain as confidential as possible.
But
yeah.
you've been saying words.
I know, but I
Oh
haven't
my
said
God.
He's not
names,
disclosing.
majors.
He's not disclosing how the date went. I had a pre-podcast conversation with him. He's being a great person.
it's pretty top quality.
I got mad respect. put some respect on it. I'm very tired, and I
Yeah,
have a lot of
I
things
feel
to
that.
write for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
But
same.
I'm here and I'm having a good time.
See, the
Yeah.
only paper I actually have to write can be written 3 days before it's due, and it's due on my final exam period. So I'm pretty good.
That's why I love being an art major. I don't have to write papers.
Well, that's the thing is I'm here for music production, but I have to do all my fucking
Yeah.
media prereqs first.
Gen eds are trash.
They're so fucking bad. Like I have.
I'll
so
be
I
done
have,
with gen eds by the end of next semester.
I have to do 2 interviews, one for public speaking, one for Wolfgang.
Love him.
The
There
public
was an
speaking
interview
one.
we did for Wolfgang.
It's
you have to interview.
I have to interview somebody from my grandparents' generation about
Yeah.
the media they used,
Oh shit, that's right.
and I have to
I-
write a
Who the
1,000 word
I
essay.
made that up when I did it.
Who the fuck did I interview?
Oh, did you? How'd you do on it?
Pretty good. My granddad doesn't doesn't say many words
Oh wait,
Oh.
anymore.
I interviewed
so like I had
my
to like
social
I had to
studies
really
teacher in high
just like
school.
fill in the blank at that point.
Damn.
I interviewed a teacher at my high school because I took Wolfgang as a senior in high school. So I was like, I just like went to one of my
Hey, you're
old
a-
ass teachers.
hey,
and
you're a
was-
boomer.
old, right?
Hey, you're a boomer, right?
I did. I
Okay,
told.
boomer.
Yeah.
Okay, boomer.
Hey,
Dude,
some
have you-
people are trying to
have you
petition that
se-
as a hate crime.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Fuck that.
People think like boomers are calling it a slur. They're calling it the N word for old people.
After years of criticizing millennials for killing industries,
know.
we just have
It's
like
time.
the okay boomer, and they're like, ah!
It's
No,
like we're
and somebody
fucking-
said it. Somebody said it like in a deposition. Like somebody was up doing a speech, and
I think it was like in New Zealand.
yeah, this boomer like came out and was like said something against whatever she was saying, or
And she
that-
just like, okay,
okay,
boomer.
boomer, and went and just kept going.
I love that. She's like, okay, boomer, and he's like, oh, get wrecked, dude.
An actual politician said, "Okay, boomer."
Yeah, like the New Zealand. Yeah,
I love
it was
that.
Fucking, like she was talking, presenting her idea, and this old guy was trashing it from the audience. And
blurt it
okay,
out.
boomer. Yeah, just okay, boomer, and went right on through.
I mean, if you're interrupting someone's like whole shtick,
I think you deserve
dude.
like
Yeah.
okay.
Fuck you.
You deserve if boomer is a slur, you deserve that slur.
I don't think it is.
Not gonna say everybody deserves the slurs that their identity gives them. Not gonna say
Boomers
that.
definitely do though.
Yes.
But I think
Boomers do.
boomers can take that. Yeah.
Because they're overstepping. Like, it's our time now, man.
And the thing
It's
is, like,
my time.
it
The
really
future
is.
is now, old
and the thing
man.
is, like, okay, boomer doesn't just apply to like actual baby boomers. Like, boomer is a mindset.
It is, exactly.
yeah.
I've used boomer on fucking my peers.
I was gonna say anybody who's having
colleagues.
you can start using that as anybody who's being close-minded and
Yeah.
And that's
not
exactly what it is. Like,
Like,
if they have
you can
stupid
just
fucking
call somebody that's non-progressive a boomer at this point.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
essentially that's what it means.
Yeah.
At least to me. It's
Well-
a little more like black and white than that, but at the same time it's kind of
Thing is, boomers can also like bitch to us about like the type of people we are now, and we can say
Yeah.
okay, boomer, and that has nothing to do with being progressive or
Yeah.
not, but progressive or a boomer. That's my no.
those are the
fuck
those are the
progressi-
two
fuck
political
All
parties
right.
now.
So in
Hardcore.
2020, the political parties are exactly this: progressive,
And
Boomer.
Boomer, that's it.
It's not even
fuck
Democrat, Republican.
Republican. Fuck that shit. We're getting rid of it. 2020's new me. Boomer, boomer or
Thing is-
Zoomer? Which one are you, dude?
Do you think Trump runs as a boomer?
Yes.
No, because he knows how to play the political system.
That
He-
doesn't mean
he
he's
knows
not a
he would
boomer.
lose. He knows he would lose.
Oh yeah.
Dude, just
So he
because
would be like,
well,
nah, I'm a Zoomer.
Just because he knows how to campaign doesn't mean he's not a boomer.
Imagine Trump trying to identify with this.
Steve Buscemi.
He comes
What
up,
is up, fellow kids?
he pulls up to a debate ripping a fucking jewel like
I think any candidate needs
I
to
would
pull up to a debate
fucking
ripping
die.
a jewel.
I'd
Oh.
be like, you don't have my vote because damn.
Dude,
but
the
yikes.
The oldest person I've seen rip a jewel is my mother's 46-year-old best friend.
Oh no! When I was in Italy for the summer,
And she was doing
like
she was
80-year-old women like with fucking vapes. They'd just be
okay. Vapes are a little different
well,
because like
the
vape
weird
culture is a whole
ripping
thing.
fat clouds.
Yeah,
And
vape
they're
culture
like
is a whole
80.
thing.
I'm
though.
like, fuck yeah,
Yo.
dude.
But no, a 46-year-old woman was ripping a jewel, and I was like, I was definitely giving her a sideways glance. And when
Well,
she
it-
was trying to convince my mom to hit it, my mom smokes a pack of cigarettes every 2 days. Like nicotine wasn't the problem here.
Yeah.
and that's the thing.
But like my
it's
mom
like,
hitting it was like, what the fuck? But like it was with like essential oils, so whatever.
the
She
stigma
was like ripping lavender and mirth into her
Oh.
lungs or whatever.
the stigma with vapes is that it's a young people thing, and it kind of is, but
Yeah.
but at the same
don't know
time,
what was
like,
What's up, Karen? How you fucking
fuck.
doing, dude?
In fucking
Are you ready to rip these fucking essential oils, dude? We don't even need shots anymore, dude.
Back-
Vaccinations.
back in high school,
this right here cures the measles.
back in
Hot
high
take.
school, I had this fucking like old ass neighbor, like must have been like 60s, who I'd like see outside just hitting his vape every day. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeehaw,
Dude, what like speaking of like old people doing
Drugs.
old people doing
young people
not
shit.
Zoomer things. Boomer doing a boomer thing. I was working this summer. I was a landscaper
Boomers
this summer.
doing boomer things.
I was a landscaper this summer, and you
For a week.
no for the entire summer. And if you go around the east side of town, you'll see a lot of my work, because that's pretty much who pays us is the people who live on the east side.
Who are rich.
Yeah, the east side
Damn.
is pretty much who pays us. So we're over there, and this dude, we're like putting a patio in his back, and as well as
Jesus.
like
We're putting a whole ass patio.
we're putting
This
no,
is gonna sting a little bit.
no. This was great. We were at this guy's house for a week and a half because we were making an entire new bed out of his front yard. So literally ripping up his entire front yard and
He's gonna
making a bed
sleep
out of
there.
it. It was awful.
Getting a good night's rest.
Awful. Stripping sod's the most
He
ugly
paid
thing
extra.
I've ever done in
He
my
paid
life.
extra
yeah.
for a lullaby.
But so we're building this patio and this bed. So there are people working in the front of the house and the back of the house constantly. So we're seeing him all the time. We see him all the time as we're
He's
working.
spit roasting the house.
Yeah. So he walks through. So he'll like walk through his house, and he comes out, he reaches up, he pulls his pipe, and he's got his little bag of tobacco.
That was sick.
And we're like, okay, cool. So I noticed after a few days, I noticed where he puts his like pipe for the back
He
side.
just puts it, like, hides it?
Yeah, well, he just puts it somewhere. Like, he doesn't keep it in the
Okay.
house.
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah,
keep the pipe, the actual smelly, like the nasty.
Smelly
Because tobacco resin smells way worse than
horrible.
marijuana resin. Absolutely terrible. So he keeps the tobacco resin outside. And it takes me 3 or 4 days to finally realize he has a pipe for the front of his house that he hides in the mailbox. And he has a pipe in the back of his house.
What do you mean? What? He hides it in the mailbox?
You're like the mail carrier.
They're the exact same
fuck?
pipe.
Well, I also
That's why
have
it
to
took me a
wonder-
few days to figure out they're the exact same pipe, but I have seen him smoking it in the back, saw him put it away, then I have gone to the front of the house to work in the front of the house. He comes and pulls a pipe out of the fucking mailbox in the front.
How many
I'm
times?
like, holy.
How many times do you think he sent outgoing mail and the mailman thinks the pipe and he just takes it?
I don't know.
Right?
He just has to keep buying new pipes.
Yeah.
But
God damn it!
All I
They
know
keep
is
finding
if this man refills his pipe, because he has his bag of tobacco every time.
Yeah.
So if this man is only taking a few hits out of his pipe and refilling a pipe every time,
Imagine being so
He's
rich to, like, just waste, like, all of that.
seriously,
I don't smoke,
It-
like, tobacco or any shit, but, like,
That's the thing. My experiences with
Like,
I'm
a
not,
5-pound
smoked
bag of
tobacco, period.
like
but
a 5-pound bag of pipe tobacco at a gas station only costs you like $8.50.
but there's a gas station.
and it's tobacco.
Yeah, but it's or like rolling to like you can buy
It's
people
cheaper.
exactly. People buy their tobacco to roll or buy their supplies to roll. It's way cheaper than buying a pack of cigarettes every 3-4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or for the other people who smoke a pack a day. Like it's way cheaper. I have a buddy who decided he was like, I'm 18 now, so if I buy something every couple months, I don't get into as much trouble because it's easier to get through.
It's not legal anymore, though.
Well, it's
Yeehaw.
still easier for him to get through
Yeah.
by buying a bag of tobacco and some tubes every so often instead of buying a pack of cigarettes every other day.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper and it's more efficient, arguably.
Anyway, back to the story.
Oh yeah, back to the story. So yeah, this guy, he walks out on the back porch. So we work, 7-hour day. We work 7 hours for a week and a half. I've seen this guy a lot.
I know him.
It's like I know this guy. I've seen him a lot. He also is like him and his wife are exactly what I want to do. They have a mini RV that when they really feel like it, they just disappear.
Oh
That's
damn.
fucking sick,
They just take
dude.
this RV, like their plan, like after we finish doing the work, because we had to build the patio so they could back the RV out of the driveway to get like that was half the reason we were building this fucking patio so they
that
could move
back the RV.
so they could
out.
move the RV around because it's a residential
hilarious.
it's a residential neighborhood. An RV doesn't belong.
Nope.
Maybe not in your neighborhood.
But still, so that's like their goals in that respect. But I see him a lot. I bet on an average day, if I was working both sides of the house, I would see him walk out back 3 to 4 times, and I'd see him walk out front 3 to 4 times.
Damn.
And I was like, even if you're putting just enough in to take 3 or 4 long puffs, 3 or 4 long puffs times 8,
Yeah.
like that's more than a whole pipe in a day. Like, and who knows how much he does it when he's sitting on his front porch in the evening. Like,
Just chilling.
exactly. I'm like, dude,
He's just
nicotine
burning.
addiction.
Yeah.
just burning through it.
I was like, man, like it put in perspective how much I was smoking marijuana at the time, though. I was like, I could be doing a lot worse.
Yeah.
You're like, I could be like this guy.
Like, I could
Yikes.
be smoking marijuana at this rate and be a lot worse. Even if, like, yeah, I was like, that's
Yeah.
all right. This is scary.
Getting
Don't
old.
do tobacco, kids.
Getting old is scary in general.
Dude,
Because your life just gets worse.
No, I just want to go to retirement right now. Like, if I'm going to have a retirement, I'll put that clause in that
Yeah.
sentence.
Yeah.
If I'm going to have retirement, I just
Nah.
want to go to it right now. I'm done.
You should have that option when you graduate.
No retirement.
When you graduate high school, you can either go to college or go to retirement.
Oh, retirement.
I think that's called,
Yeah.
I think that's called welfare.
Oh shit!
Fucking hell.
I wasn't gonna say it out loud.
In a perfect world, it's fully automated luxury communism.
That's fair.
We still have 20 fucking minutes on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
could
what, I
always
looked
cut-
down at my phone earlier. I was like, it's only 25.
We could
Damn.
cut it early too. That's the thing.
We could, but also
If we
Why
really
would
have,
we? We're having great
if we
conversation.
really have nothing,
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
We're actually having
I'm
great
just so dead
conversation
inside right
without
now.
shitting on things.
Yeah.
Like just being shit content. So I think we're doing fine.
dude,
Yeah.
I'm so tired.
yeah,
I
that's
took
that's
a
what
2-hour
happens.
nap before this.
How was ballet today?
I didn't go.
Because you took the 3-hour nap.
Yeah, I emailed my professor. I was actually having like a really shit day, and I'm like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't.
Yeah, I had to talk to my professor today about just life shit in general. She's a great person.
I forgot that I had an assignment due on Tuesday. I thought it was due today, so I had to like turn it in last night at like midnight because like I didn't have the time to work on it.
I was
feel.
also scheduling my classes, which like is great when you're already having a breakdown.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
god, yeah. I haven't.
And I'm like,
I'm gonna
I
have
have-
2 fucking history classes next semester.
I have 2 art history classes and 2 studio classes. I'm taking 15 credit hours.
damn.
That's normal.
I started
I've-
working.
I took 19 last fall.
Oh, nice. So 15 for you, although it's relatively minimum, is a step
Minimum
down.
is 15 for full time, and for my
I
scholarship.
thought it was 12.
Yeah, 12 is actually the minimum.
Or,
But
well,
15 is how you graduate in 4.
Yeah.
It depends. Like, and for certain like loan.
Yeah,
Credentials, you
yeah,
have to-
And for
financial
my work, I have
eligibility.
to have 15 as well.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I start
But,
working.
Are
at,
you work study or are you student worker?
Student worker.
I start working at the
I don't
district on
apply
Tuesday.
for work study. My family makes a little bit too much just to apply for it.
I don't know if mine does, considering the financial aid I get from this school already.
Yeah.
But
like,
I've never looked into
I
it
definitely
because I
apply-
get paid more and I get more hours
I
by
definitely
just
get
saying fuck work
FAFSA.
study.
But like work study, I don't apply. I don't like.
I don't know.
I'm not eligible for
All
it.
I know is the people on work study can only work like 12 hours a week, and I'm
I
like,
know.
no.
I need.
Well,
more
and
than
if you
that.
work
Like
for certain,
I'm
like,
only working 15 because that's just how my schedule works, which is sad. But like
I work 17
I need the
and a half.
it's like I need the availability of working 25 hours, please.
Yeah,
well,
I
and
need
if
it.
you if you work in culinary, you can only work up to 25 a week.
Well, that's any student worker.
Is
Any
it?
student work, yeah. Any
Yeah.
student
Okay.
worker can only work
Any-
25 a week.
Any student can work 25 a week.
Now, does that change if I work somewhere on court? Like, can they work me 40 hours if they wanted to?
They
or
they could,
They
but
could
you'd probably
try,
like
but you could bring it up the university policy that you're
Okay.
not allowed.
Actually,
They're-
I'm not sure if that applies.
because yeah, well, they're not
you
a
can just
university
quit
job.
if they're overworking you.
They're
Yeah.
not a university
Yeah.
job, so
and that's what
technically
I'm
they
saying.
can work you as long as they want.
Like if you go into your university job and say, "Hey, I picked up another job and they're working me a shit ton," either the university job will say this is a problem, or the university job will just cut your hours
Yeah.
to give because they worry about your mental health more than your bank statement at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Surprisingly,
Which I guess is good, but also bad because we work.
I
because
really
we
need the
money.
bank statement to help with my mental health.
No. I wish money wasn't a thing,
I know.
dude.
Let's
in my
abolish money.
in my
Oh,
his-
I heard an interesting
Ooh,
story
oh,
about what was the name of the fucking
That'll be
country?
a fun time.
It was
Dude,
like some
don't give
Venezuela.
Brooke ideas.
during it there was
Oh,
a,
I've already had these ideas.
there was a time
Star Trek gave me that idea, dude.
there was a time where RuneScape golds was worth more than Venezuelan currency. Like one.
Oh, I remember this.
yeah.
This
I-
was hilarious when
I
it came out.
Just heard about it today. Like Venezuelan people were like doing things in RuneScape to score hella gold in RuneScape, and then selling that for actual money so they can fucking like feed their families. Because the
Imagine.
Is Venezuela's
Imagine-
financial system the new
Oh,
German
they're
financial
fucked.
system?
Well,
They're
like
fucked.
it was-
Venezuela's financial system is fucked because of illegal American sanctions. Like we've fucked them.
and that's
We
what it was.
fucked a
Is
lot of
the
people.
way that they like their market was flooded or whatever.
America's
so
fucked a lot.
but yeah,
value
they
of
also
their-
like their financial system was
We
also
get round.
wild there for a second, anyways.
the value of their dollar or whatever was less than RuneScape gold.
It's
So,
so cool. Imagine being a pro gamer in Venezuela.
but
You're
the
just
funny thing
making
is
fucking bank.
is like RuneScape gold sells. It's like I don't know, like $1 for a million though. It's
You-
$1 US for like hang on.
you own the government because you play so much RuneScape. A 15-year-old kid.
I don't remember the last time I saw RuneScape.
Let's see. Yeah. So
Also, Andy, are you rocking the ponytail? Is your hair just going crazy? over
Currently-
there?
Yeah, the ponytail's up.
currently
Okay.
1
'Cause you
million.
do.
It's-
You've got an
there's this
alfalfa
one
sprout
curl-
going. Yeah, you're looking like
Mhm.
straight up
That's
alfalfa.
usually why I don't put up the ponytail, because there's always that one curl that never goes down. dude.
Shit, dude.
Currently, old school RuneScape gold is 59 US cents to 1 million. So.
Damn, that's a high inflation.
And it's
rate.
even cheaper. Like in RuneScape 3, it's like less than 10 cents.
But in Venezuela.
But in Venezuelan, I have no
matters.
idea.
Like, oh, money.
I was having an argument in my history discussion today about a pound versus a shilling.
Oh, that's a
Like
oof.
shilling is obviously less than a pound, but I was like, I thought shilling was like the dollar conversion and not the pound. So when we were talking about getting fined,
Shilling's a penny, right?
so it's
I think
it's
so.
change.
Yeah.
But so I was like, because somebody was talking about getting fined like 10 pounds for something, like in old school, in like medieval times, and I was like, damn, like that seems pretty steep, because I was under the impression that a pound was somewhere between $10 and $20.
No,
So
it's
it's
not.
close.
So it was like, for something relatively small, that's trash.
Medieval times, I don't know about the inflation rate there, but like right now, the pound's like pretty close. I think it's worth more than the dollar right
It
The
might be.
pound-
Like by
I
like
looked-
10 cents or
I
something.
ended up looking it up. The pound to dollar rate is $1.28.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So close
now,
enough.
That's now, though.
That's now.
But you got to
but
imagine.
in medieval times,
gotta
like, a
like-
10
In
well,
medieval
rate-
times, America didn't exist.
Well,
And you
no, I
also have
know,
to
but, like,
imagine
you have to
that-
imagine like hourly rates for somebody who worked.
No one made fucking hourly rates in fucking
know what I
medieval
mean.
You just
So,
got paid. No,
you-
like that's the thing. We
you-
watched a whole documentary episode about peasant life.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though.
Dude,
like, you
I
gotta
could go
imagine,
back
like,
to being a peasant in feudal England.
get shit on.
Well, actually, more like
on the daily
more
too.
like-
at age
more like
36
feudal
in
mainland
play.
Europe. Like I could actually do it better in feudal mainland Europe, because they were like, the lords were always gone fighting wars and shit. So
Oh,
the
yeah,
the
they-
peasants actually ran their own shit.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have
Monty
any.
Python.
Like they
Dude,
didn't in
the
the.
greatest argument for anarcho-syndicalism.
That's who the Terry Jones was, the fucking documentary guy.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it was
love
fucking
that.
great.
And you also have
Honestly,
to
I would
think-
watch the entire documentary. Like this was just
Oh,
episode,
yeah.
this was just like part 1 was the peasant, but like I'd watch the entire.
I had
fucking
watched the rest
documentary.
of it because
Terry
Jones.
Terry Jones is great.
You also have
It's
to
like
think
David
that,
Attenborough. Once he's
oh,
on
he's an
screen, you're like,
icon.
yeah,
I gotta watch.
you're like, I'm watching the rest of this.
And the best part was Terry Jones was also playing like the main peasant that they would play.
That's great.
So like he was acting and giving facial expressions, and I was like,
I love Terry Jones.
You also have to think
I
about
want to watch Holy Grail.
how like back then, I don't think money had a set value other
Oh,
than I
no.
feel like charging this much for this.
Yeah.
There
They're
wasn't like
Yes.
there wasn't a mutual
10
agreement that this thing costs $4 in 64 different stores. You know what I mean?
This is 10 what? Just I don't know, 10.
Just I don't know, 10 goats maybe.
10 something.
Give me 10 of anything,
What?
and then we'll talk.
Do you have 10 of something? Yeah. Like
I have 10 sons.
sure, I'll take them all. I've got
think
10 figures, I'll take them.
I don't remember how long, but I finished Game of Thrones probably in the last week or so. I fucking hated the ending. It was stupid.
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah, you could say that again.
Never
Oh,
seen
God.
Game of Thrones.
Watch the first 4 seasons or the first 6 seasons.
I'm not buying
somewhere
HBO
between there.
just to fucking.
I have the first 7 seasons on Blu-ray.
Hell yeah.
The 8th one's not worth it.
No, I might get it just to complete the collection.
That
but
was
dear
yeah,
God.
worst
Right.
6 weeks of like anybody's life.
Yeah.
Most confusing, turbulent, and disappointing 6 weeks of anybody's
I
life.
feel like we can't talk about it because it only ended in like May.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it hasn't been over for long enough to talk
Yeah,
about
it
the
hasn't
ending.
been on a streaming service for somebody to watch it yet, besides HBO.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows about it though.
Well, you could argue that. but-
They probably don't know the details though.
They
but
just
here's-
know it was
I didn't know
shit.
how Game of Thrones ended until like 2 weeks ago because I didn't watch it up to date. I watched it because my roommate or my buddy was just made me watch the whole thing. So starting in like mid-July, I watched all of it up to now.
The first 4 seasons are some of the best television out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
The 5 and 6 are dip in quality, but they have some really good fucking highlights. After that, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I kind of
I
dislike.
mean, the first 4 seasons were also like half softcore porn, so
yeah.
Yeah, but like
I really
Whatever.
didn't
can't beat that.
I really didn't vibe entirely with the whole Arya faceless men thing. Like it panned out in the end, but in the process was just a lot of Arya getting her ass kicked,
yeah.
and it was so pointless.
The thing is, I've been reflecting a lot on how you could fix the ending, and the thing is, I don't really know
Fucking brain.
what exactly could have been done differently. because
More time.
More time would have helped. But I'm also thinking, like, you know,
But at the same
with,
time, wasn't
where the books are at.
I was
right
gonna
now,
say the last
like,
season and a half was just
it
adapted
up.
from what what's his face just told them.
yeah. So,
Like,
but the thing is, like,
like they didn't have any basis.
They
to
didn't
go
have a
off of.
book.
let me explain some stuff I've been thinking about with this, because I spent a lot of time thinking about this, because this was my favorite fucking series. So season 5 is adapted off of books 4 and 5, which take place concurrently, but have different characters in, like, telling the story. Is like it was originally going to be one book, and then he was like, I couldn't finish it in time, so I just gave you these characters that are done, and then you have to wait for the rest of the characters in actual book 5.
George R. R. Martin's such a dick.
But the thing is,
He's like
with
EA.
books 4 and 5,
But with
with books 4 and 5, I don't think there's enough interesting plot to give 2 seasons out of it. But I don't think there's too much detail in there to only have 1 season. So you would have to really take a hit for seasons to have like 2 seasons out of it, but it would probably fix a lot of the issues that were there.
Well, I think they were talking with George, and he was like, "You're gonna need at least 12 to wrap it up." And HBO was like, "All right, we'll give you whatever to make 12 seasons." And they were like, "Nah, we only need 8," and that's why it's so shit.
Yeah, David and Dan
because they
suck.
rushed it.
Do you see they got booted off of writing Star Wars?
Yeah.
So they rushed the ending they rushed the ending originally so they could write for the new Star Wars stuff,
That's stupid.
and they got fired from the Star Wars job.
You can't rush art.
can't.
So
like rushing something to be able to write for another thing, like I get that, but when it's like something as big as Game of Thrones,
well, yeah, and they would have had a solid job for probably another 2 or 3 years.
yeah, and then you get like like almost blacklisted in the community because you fucked it up,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and then everybody knows
I mean,
that
also
you fucked
Martin
it up.
is also blacklisted because he led them down that.
True.
Like he
But-
doesn't. He has not given them a script.
True.
He's
but,
been trying
like,
to write
when-
this last book for.
when you like rush it.
Seven
He still has 2 more books to go apparently, and he still hasn't. It's been
when
8
was book 5 read?
It's been 8 fucking years since book 5.
exactly.
He still has 2 left. Like,
He's gonna die first.
He's going to die before he finishes Game of Thrones.
That's his plan. I think he's just gonna take royalty check out of Game of Thrones, and he's just.
I mean,
gonna
he's
say,
making
"Fuck
bank
it."
from it.
Well, it ended so badly that is his royalty taking a hit?
Probably not.
Probably.
I mean, I saw like something with like one of their planned spin-off shows like got
Yeah.
canceled, so now they're doing like a different one.
It was going to be I don't remember.
It was going to be like the Age of Heroes, and now they're doing one about the early
Targaryens.
Targaryen dynasty.
And about like so I thought when I finished it, I started to think about how can they wrap it up with what we're given, and I was like, well, we could start with Daenerys not losing her shit, but then I remembered that like it's a Targaryen thing to go fucking nuts when you're in power.
The thing is, I don't necessarily disagree with the idea of Daenerys like being basically a fascist, because this is really like the first time, like whenever she encounters like actual resistance, her only like way out of that is to just burn everything down.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's honestly in character and really cool, but they just completely fucked up the execution. And it's just like,
because
I'm going to murder all these civilians even though they're surrendering
because I have to, I guess.
Because plot point, I'm crazy now.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what it was. Is the only correlation I drew was that when her father was in power, he went crazy. But like when they rang the bells, she heard it, she rationalized it, and then she said fuck it and burn everything anyway.
Yeah.
Which was a dumb
she went
dumb way to
nuts.
go. And then the whole like Jon Snow shit that was going on, and
All right, can we be honest though that the battle scenes in the final episode or final season were some of the greatest TV shows?
the Long Night episode,
Cinematography wise, beautiful.
Like the battle scenes were
Plot. The acting was even good. Everything was good
that was-
except for the fucking writing.
Andy, I thought you said you haven't watched it.
No. Oh, listen, bitch.
You
I thought
still
said
know.
something.
You still know. Well, yeah,
Oh.
but like, I haven't seen it. But like, when it's the biggest fight sequence in cinematography, television history,
Okay.
you're gonna watch it Even
Yeah,
if
like-
it's
Which are you talking
I
about?
watched
the Siege
one-
of King's Landing or?
the last one, the one that they last did, the one that was the
Yeah.
biggest.
Yeah, that's the Siege of King's
Choreographed.
Yeah,
Landing.
I watched one episode, and it's because I came home and my mom was like, "I'm watching this because it's beautiful," and I was like, "Holy shit, it's beautiful!"
Yeah.
Like
It's-
I could tell
it's
so much
so well
about that
done.
story purely out of that fucking.
like the audio design. It's so well put together.
Yeah,
Audio design, the cinematography, the way it's shot. It's so
I
well
do
done.
like the way they wrapped up Cersei and Jamie.
I hated that.
Oh,
they
yeah?
deserved a better ending. Jamie deserved an actual redemption arc. They deserved better deaths. Like,
Yeah,
everything
Jamie's
just falls
death
on
was
them.
Like
Like, fuck
Wait,
that.
you watched the Cosmonaut Variety Hour, so you've seen like the part.
I haven't actually watched his video.
Oh really?
Yeah.
There's a joke about their death.
Yeah.
I
All
thought
right.
it was odd when I saw it. I was like, this is like out of fucking nowhere because I thought Jamie had actually grown from
Yeah.
being,
His redemption arc was like the fucking best in television history.
and then they
He goes
spoiled
off
it.
from like attempting to murder a child in the first episode to being your favorite character like 2 seasons later.
Oh no, I loved how Jamie grew and changed from season 1.
All right, let's end the discussion there before we get way out of hand with this.
Get hit up 7:30.
Yeah, let's.
might as well.
Plugs of the week.
Oh yeah, plugs of the week.
We'll start with you and we'll go around.
Oh, I've been enjoying the YouTube channel Crime Pays but Botany Doesn't. It's a man with a very thick Chicago accent who just like grew up on the South Side. He has like this huge tattooed hand, and he's just going around just like talking about fucking plants and shit wherever he is, and it is great.
That does sound kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't got one this week.
No, not even a song or anything.
Nah.
All right, I'm gonna plug the song "Surfer Rosa" by The Obsessive. It's got a really nice. It jumps between being like sort of like makes you think in the begin, like in the in the verses. It's a very
Big
like
brain.
it's very like working out things you don't know how to feel, and then it gets into a really feel good bop in the middle. "Surfer Rosa" by The Obsessives on the album The Obsessives.
Since I thoroughly enjoy the sport of wrestling, I'm gonna plug the fact that OU's home opener duel Sunday 2:00 down at the Convo. They're actually not a shit team this year, so maybe go watch.
I don't know if this is gonna be out in time.
Probably won't be because I still
Doesn't-
have another episode I need to edit. and
Plug
then
a
this
piece
one.
of timeless media that you like.
Plug a piece of
So
timeless.
something
media.
that people can, that when they hear this in 2
Damn.
weeks, they can look up. Shut up.
Damn,
Whoa.
So like a song, movie,
Whack.
YouTube channel,
time just keeps on slipping.
TV episode.
Yeah.
Whack. Laser.
I
That's
I
the
plug
future.
myself. Find me. Just find me. You'll know why.
Devin, I know you weren't really on this one, but do you have anything you want to plug?
You got a plug?
Since they played the Pink Floyd album at Dad's Weekend, some cover band, and they were really, really good. Just listen to that entire album. Every song's awesome. Favorite
Which
Pink Floyd
album?
album?
Dark Side?
The Wall.
The Wall.
Oh
okay.
yes, the wall is great.
Yeah, Any Color was decent.
Oh, I have a bit of an announcement. By the time this gets out, maybe I might have an original song on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Pandora,
Oh yeah.
all that shit
I'm
like that.
completely worried.
Hey, I'm working on the album art for that.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
was gonna upload it like yesterday, but I was like, hang
Never
on,
mind.
I need art. It's going to be called Wandering. Artist name DED, or no, artist name is just my name, Damien Dameron, on Spotify.
Dead.
Sick.
And
Wait, so like, I need you to give me a rundown of what you're doing and what kind of music you're doing.
so it's indie acoustic, singer-songwriter type vibe.
So
I-
you just got your guitar.
Yeah, I
Okay,
wrote,
cool.
recorded, produced, mixed, mastered it in my dorm room. And
Okay,
I'm
so the
bedroom
grind,
pop.
the
Damn, you're
grind
stealing
is
my
real.
ideas from like a year ago.
yeah. No, I cleaned it up. It feels really airy, but it's just me and my
Fucking
guitar. so-
freshman
really good.
killing it.
All right.
Andy has the file on his computer, so
Cool.
my snowball.
Yeah, that's what I've
I'll
done
have
for my
I'll have
songs.
Andy play it.
really good.
All right. Cool. Thanks for listening. Bye.